Hello class, Mr. Greenwald here. Welcome to a new lesson on finding the area of triangles. Now, you may be thinking you're not sure how to find the area of triangles, but I want to remind you of what we did in the previous lesson. And so we're going to go back and see if you remember these. We had parallelograms, and when we would draw a diagonal line here, and connect them here, you can see we broke this square down into two triangles. So you may realize that if we want to find the area of a triangle, it's going to be 1/2 the area of a rectangle. All right. So if we look at our triangles here, we can kind of pretend that we're dealing with a rectangle. We can find the base and the height. It's just that at the end, we need to take half of that. All right, so if we look at triangle A, you can see the height going up here. It's 1, 2. So if we label a 2 here, that's going to be one measurement we're going to use. And then the base, if we count across here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a little bit tricky there at the end. You need to see that that is 8, even though it's just a tiny little bit of the box. We call that 8. And so the base there, we're going to say it's 8. So then what that means then is if it was a rectangle, we would just do 2 times 8, and we would get 16, and we'd be done. But because it's a triangle, we are dealing with half the area. So 2 times 8 is 16, but we need to find half of 16. So we find half of it by dividing it by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that means we can actually move this off here. We can just leave our 8. We can say that the area equals 8. Oops. Okay, so that's the area of triangle A. If we look at triangle B, remember we've worked on finding the base and the height, right? So we can't just count diagonally like this. But we can see here, this is going to be a good base to work with. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 would be our base, and then to get the height, we need to go at a straight 90-degree angle up from the base. So straight up here. And we're going to go up to the high point here. So you can see it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So our height would be 3. And so if it was a rectangle, we'd just do 7 times 3, and we'd get 21, and we'd be done. But because it's a triangle, we have to take half of that. So we need to do 21 divided by 2. So it's 21 divided by 2, and that equals 10.5. 10.5. So area equals 10.5. 10.5. All right. For triangle C, okay, again, I can look here. I can find a good base right here. I can work with this one here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll say it's 5. And then up here, if I look at the height, remember I got to go at a right angle, straight up from here. So if I look here, I'm going to use this line right here. Sorry, I'm going to actually have to, remember if we have to draw outside of the triangle, we need to actually draw a line down like this. Here's our right angle, outside of the triangle. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the height would be 4. And so we would have 5 times 4, which would be 20. But again, it's a triangle, so we have to take half of 20. And half of 20 equals 10. So area equals 10. All right, and for our last triangle, triangle D. If we look here, this is a diagonal line, this is a diagonal line, so those are going to be hard to use. So I'm going to use this as my base. So this one here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Base would be 4. I'm going to make these smaller now. Okay, so the base is 4, and the height, remember we need to go straight up from the base, straight up this way. So we go this way of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 there. Let me actually make this smaller so it's not causing a distraction. Okay, so if we look here, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So it's going to be 6 is going to be your height. And so if we were to have a rectangle again, we'd do 4 times 6, we'd get 24, and we'd be done. But it's a triangle, so we need to take half of 24. Half of 24 is 12. So we would say area equals 12. Okay, hope this helps.